Hi, today we are going to see how do we configure and run our first Java program in Eclipse IDE. A step-by-step guidance for the beginners for installing Java to running your first program. So here, the first thing is, before installing an Eclipse IDE, you have to install a JDK by going to this website, oracle.com/java. Okay. So preferably I use this website. Okay. So go to this and download your JDK. Then you have to install your JDK. So once you install your JDK, so you need to find that you need to configure the environment variables and all those things. Once if you are installed properly, then you can go to the command prompt or to the PowerShell. Okay, just type cmd. Okay, and here you can just type if you are configured with your environment variables, you can just say Java-version here. So once if your Java is installed perfectly, it has to show the versions which you have installed in your laptop or on your desktop. So if this command is working properly, that indicates that your JDK has been installed properly into your system. Okay. Next. Okay, so install the Eclipse IDE. Eclipse is a free open source IDE widely used by Java developers. Most of the corporates prefer to use this IDE rather than going with the VS Code or with any other editors. Okay, most of the organizations, the corporate worlds are using the Eclipse IDE to build their enterprise applications also over there. So I also, in my entire course, I'll be using the Eclipse IDE. So I suggest all you people to install this Eclipse IDE over there. So go to this eclipse.org website. Okay, so once you go to your website here, okay, so just just a minute. Just to go to your Chrome browser and you can search for the Rabbit. Okay, so what we can do is that we can go to the eclipse.org website, eclipse.org, right? So this is a website. You have to go there. So here you have this Eclipse Foundation, download this Eclipse. Click over here. Okay, and you have to select the proper version. Let me go back. Click on download Eclipse Technologies, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Yeah, this is the one. You're supposed to select it. Okay, click on this Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Then you have the versions of Windows 30-bit or 64-bit. If it's a Mac OS, if it's a Linux OS. Since I'm using a Windows operating system, you have to download this Eclipse IDE for developers. Once you download, you'll be getting an exe file. Just double click and continue the procedure to agree all the license and install it. Once you install your Eclipse IDE, you will be getting a shortcut, something like this. Okay, so you have to click over here. Okay, this IDE will come into picture. When you open your IDE and try to download the latest versions, and I preferably using JDK 17 version, even though JDK 26 is available, the latest versions. I am going with JDK 7, it's long time support. Okay, right? So it is going to ask you the workspace over here. So what I did is that in the E drive, in my laptop, in the E drive, I created one folder called as Java Workspace. So you can select that folder for the workspace, or you can go to browse and create the folder over there. Okay, select the folder, click on the launch button here. So once you click the launch button, okay, you have to wait for a few minutes, okay, a few seconds until this gets opened over there. Okay, so once the Eclipse IDE, this Eclipse IDE will be installed only if you are installed JDK properly. Once you have to install JDK first, then you have to install the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay. right? So once it is launching, let me go back to my presentation window. Okay, right? So once you have installed your Eclipse IDE by going to these websites, okay, so everything is done over there. So once it is done, okay, so what I can do is that you have to launch your Eclipse as I told in your desktop. The icon will be there. Just double click on that, or go to your installation location. From there, you can get a shortcut for that. Okay, right. So once you clicked, choose the locations as I told the workspace. Then use this default to skip the prompt in the future again and again instead of asking. Choose that options over there. Okay, so once the workspace got selected, once your Eclipse get ready, you can create a new project. As the window says, go to file, click on the new options. You'll get an option to create a Java project. Okay, later we'll see what is Mammon project. As of now, create a project, Java project, and create a file name called as hello world, and click on the finish over there. This I'll be showing practically. Okay, once it is done, so every Java program lives inside a class. The class name must match the file name exactly. So what you should do is that as of now, the file name and the class name both should be matched. Okay, so to right click on the source default package, you can also create your own packages. This is SRC is a folder gets created. In that folder, you can save all your Java programs. But my suggestion is that create your own package. Okay, what is package? How to create package? That also I'll be showing in the next slides. Okay, so name the class example first program, then add your main program and start compiling your program, and you can see the output in the as you write your first Java program. This is how the Java program looks for you people in the Eclipse IDE. Then you'll be having something called a run button over there. Click the run button. You'll be able to get the output if you don't have errors. Means my bytecode gets generated, dot class will get generated. So once the dot class will get generated, then your program is ready for the executions. Otherwise, if you have any errors, it will show the line number. You go to that line number, fix the errors, save the program, recompile, and rerun the programs over there. So this is your first program, which is just printing a message called hello world here. As we know that system.out.println prints a text to the console. Always end the statement with a semicolon. Whatever you're writing the statement in the main function, into the main functions, almost all the lines has to be terminated with the semicolon. Okay, so how do we run your program? There's a button called run. Click the green run button in the toolbar. Go to run from the menu. Then keyboard shortcut is Control F11 to run your program either in Windows or in Linux platform. Control F11. Okay, so your output appears in the console panel at the bottom of your Eclipse window. That also I'm going to show you. So this is how the output, if there are no errors, you'll be getting the output in the console window. If everything is set up correctly, the console window at the bottom of the Eclipse will display the message hello world. What was there in your the system.out.println in this program? We can see that this line will give me the output for me. Okay, if there are no errors. If errors are there, then we have to go back and fix the errors. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to do in your Java journey. That is, first install your JDK, then install the Eclipse IDE, then launch your Eclipse IDE. When you're launching your Eclipse IDE, choose a workspace, proper workspace. Then create your first project. Under the project, create your first Java program. Then write your code. Then run the program. Okay, so this is how you have supposed to configure and run your simple Java programs to run in your Eclipse IDE. Okay, so thank you very much. So we'll be now switching on to the Eclipse IDE platform. As you saw here, the Eclipse IDE has been launched for me. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to create a new project. As I told, go to File here, click on the just a minute. I hope my screen is visible now. Okay, so click on the file option here. Click on the file, go to new, click on the Java project. Sometimes you may not get the option here. So go to this project here. Then you can choose Java project. Then click on the next button. So give your, you can see here, it is asking your first project name. I say your first Java program. First Java program. This is my project name, what I'm giving. Okay, so click on the next. So then click on the finish. This is the folder gets created in your workspace, and this is the subfolder gets created over here. Where inside this, where you're supposed to, the default package, I can say. Click on the finish. Don't say here, just say no. Click on this, so the project gets created. You can see the left hand side is a folder called SRC gets created here. So before that, what I mean to say is that this is also not required. I can, okay, let it be there. So right click here on the right click on the project. Okay, then go to again new options. Create one package here. So create one package. Okay, so package name has to be given in lowercase. I just say simple. Okay, click on the finish. So inside this package, you have to right click here, go to new, then give the class name. So my class name is going to be, let us say, hello world. Okay, the class name always should be in the title case if it's a two-word combinations, or the first letter of the class name should start with a capital letters. This is the standard convention need to be followed if you're a Java developer. Then you can include the main method which I needed to execute my program. Click on the finish button. So once you click the finish button, some of the codes are already available for us. Just now, I want to print a message here. Hello world. System.out.println. Then just write here hello world. Okay, right? So then save your program. Control S you can press, or here you have a save button. You can click this save button. Once this is done, you can right click on this hello world.java. Then you have a run as your run Java applications. Okay, if you're running any web-based project, you have to use run on server. As of now, it's a simple program. Choose Java applications. When you click Java applications, you got the output here as hello world here. Okay, right? This is how you're supposed to run your Java programs in your Eclipse IDs. If you are getting any error, something over here, so first check. So right click on this, go to the build path, go to configuration build path. Okay, here in the libraries, it has to see JRE system library using Java SE21. Okay, right. So what you can do is that for the current project, if you want, you can remove this from your system. Click on the module path. Again, go to the add go to the add library. Okay, choose your JRE system, Java Runtime System Environment Labels. Click on the next. Choose the option Workspace Default JRE. So I'm using a JDK 17 version over there, so those JRE should be used. Earlier it was using a default version, that is was simple programs, it gives output. Some programs it may not give the output over there. So if you what are the versions you have installed in your laptop, if you want to use that, then choose this option. Click on the finish over there. Then click on the apply, click on the apply and close. Now let me try this program once again to run. So just expand this, right click over here, click on the run once again. Run as, click on the Java application. Yeah, we are able to get the output here. So this is how you're supposed to create your first Java project, create your first simple Java program and run it. Okay, if all these things are working, then your Java and JDK, what you installed, is completely working for you people. If there is any errors, okay, so we need to fix that errors. Just use some tools to debug the errors and fix your errors. Thank you very much.